honorable elected members of the Old Ravian Union, old friends and Ravians, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege and pleasure with me to welcome you all this evening at this Oval Grounds for the annual dinner of the Old Ravians. Your presence means to us a great deal. It's the Old Ravians who make the function, so thank you very much for being here with us, and your spouses are very welcome. And most of all, I wish to welcome the chief guest of the evening, a very eminent and distinguished Old Ravian, Najam Sethi Sahab, our Chief Minister, Punjab. Sir, we are very grateful to you for having accepted the invitation. I know your heart was into it. There were some compulsory issues, but you just pushed them all aside and you wanted to be at your alma mater, and we are so very happy and grateful that you have come over. I also, as Old Ravian, take this opportunity to congratulate Najam Sethi Sahab as the consensus caretaker. This itself speaks for the trust and confidence that the various sections of the nation have reposed in his fair-mindedness, and for him to be free of bias and prejudice. Mr. Sethi, as Old Ravian, you make us happy to be Chief Minister, but you make us happier and proud to be the torch-bearer of the values that this institution upholds, and that is to be fair and open-minded, free of fear and prejudice. These values are most important aspect of any education system, yet these are rare to find while we need them so much in the present times. What always distinguished a Ravian from a non-Ravian isn't exactly the education standards. I think it has been much more than this, and that has been to develop a holistic and a integrated and a wholesome personality, and which were the values inculcated through many ways, like the quality and character of the faculty, the students' admission on merit in various fields, through sports and societies, music, clubs, debates, and of course the emblem that everybody wore on the red maroon jacket on his chest with the golden words, "Courage to know." So at the end also I want to wish to thank the Old Ravians Union, Professor Khalid in particular, who is always the man behind the show, the moving spirit, and the Vice Chancellor of the university. Now, how do I call upon the Chief Minister to come to the rostrum? I have known Mr. Najam Sethi for almost 30 years, and now that I see him in this office, I just was questioning myself that what is the distinctive thing that I find now. Believe me, I couldn't find a jot of difference. He is what he has been, and he is what he is. And Najam Sethi Sahab is much higher than any office and much taller than the position that he holds. I didn't see a change in his body language, a word or a phrase, and this also takes me to Shakespeare's lines, if you allow me to recall those. That what's a title, you know? For Juliet, Romeo was a title. He was a Montague and she was a Capulet. So the lines run like this: what's a title? It's neither hand nor foot nor arm nor any other part belonging to a man. what's in a name that Romeo, would he not Romeo called, retain the dear perfection that he holds without that title? So would Najam Sethi, was he not the Chief Minister, hold the richness of his heart and loftiness of his mind. Thank you very much, sir. Inviting you to say your words to the people.
Vice Chancellor Saab, Dr. Khaliqur Rahman Saab, Kamran Lashari Saab, Bhatt Saab, members of the Executive Committee, ladies and gentlemen, friends, Assalamu alaikum. I think it's standard to say that, when an old Ravian comes to GC, for me it was GC, it's today GCU, but I still call it GC, although I should say GCU. So if there is a slip of the tongue, do pardon me. When you come here, lots of memories flood you. I remember I came here as a 15-year-old boy in 1963, I think it was. And like all young kids who come to college, we were all raw behind the ears. And in a sense, I grew up in government college. I grew up because I came into contact for the first time with two things. I came into contact with free speech, and I came into contact with teachers of enormous integrity and intellect. And they changed my life. The environment over here and the teachers, they changed my life. And they changed my life in so many different ways. I had never thought of leaving Pakistan and going abroad for studies. Like many other kids of my generation, and I dare say even of today's generations, my father's dream was, and I grew up hearing this again and again, कि मेरा पुत्र DC बनेगा. And when I came across real DCs, and I came across real DCs when I was still in college. At that time, some people from government college had graduated and joined the Civil Services Academy here. That's what it was called in those days. And amongst them were people who then later became stalwarts of the civil service, both here and in Bangladesh. Some went off to Bangladesh. And we used to, us kids, third-year students, we'd nip across to the academy while they were training there, and we'd play bridge. And with these luminaries, people like Shahid Hamid, Farooq Subhan, Muin Afzal, and so on. There were many such people. I don't think Peji Masood used to play bridge, but I may be wrong. And finally, one last thing. For the last 1 week or so, I have been flooded, inundated is the word, by requests from Lahoris to celebrate Basant. Now there are two views about Basant. One view is the straightforward view that we want to fly kites and we want to have a good time. And yes, there are accidents. Accidents will happen. The fact that accidents happen doesn't mean we stop going in cars, or we stop flying in aircraft, or we stop smoking. That's life. So accidents will take place, and forget about it. Get on with life. Bring some cheer to the faces of Lahoris. The other view is this: no, you cannot be callous. Even one life lost is a blot on your name, and that's a controversial thing. You ought not to do it. Even if one child dies, even if one man's throat is slit by the door, this is not acceptable. We are in the throes of debating all this, and Lashari Saab is part of our team who's helping us to try and arrive at some sort of solution to this problem. We still have not made up our minds. but hopefully in a day or two they will either be good news or bad news. I can't say. But I do hope that whatever our decision, it will be received with generosity by either side, the critics and its supporters. In the end, I'd like to say thank you very much for inviting me here. It's always a pleasure to come here. I see many familiar faces here. My doors are open. My cell phone number is known to everyone. I still have that cell phone in my pocket. I don't pick up the phone, but I receive all text messages. And at night I go through those text messages, and wherever possible I try and respond, and wherever possible I try and give appointments to people who want to see me, and wherever possible I respond to suggestions. So feel free to send me text messages. If you don't like something I'm doing, let me know you don't like it, and if you like something I'm doing, let me know that you like it, and if there's something you want me to do or something you want me to stop doing, let me know. Thank you so much, and God be with you.